I think he's been a great help to the administration. He's been a true patriotic American in my book, and I'm glad he stood up to this piece of human garbage, Udall, and talked to him like that. Because you know what? That's just disgraceful. Scurrilous is not enough.
Yeah.
You know, you are a dirt-mongering piece of human garbage when you do that kind of thing.
But that's what scurrilous means.
Gosh, it just drives me crazy.
Look it up in the dictionary. You'll see Mo Udall's picture there.
Okay, so I want to do one last clip here, and this is Maria Bartiromo, and she's interviewing Nunes. And Derek, we may stop as we go through it. It's kind of a long clip, but it's Nunes talking about whether there was an informant paid for by the U.S. government, the FBI or DOJ, paying for, and at this point we're still thinking Stephen Halpern was one of them. Stephen Halpern, right, was one of them. And there may have been more. But I want you to hear this because nobody states it clearer, I think, than Devin Nunes, Congressman Devin Nunes. You got that one ready? All right, let's start with that and just kind of watch me. We might want to stop somewhere through here.
Welcome back. We are back with this exclusive interview with House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes. And Mr. Chairman, a moment ago, before we went to break, you said it was the mother of all leaks conducted by the Department of Justice. What were you referring to?
Well, there were two mainstream media outlets on Friday night that had lots and lots and lots of details. If any of those details are correct. So remember, we don't have any documents. We can't confirm whether there's an informant or not an informant because we've never been told nor given documents. And in fact, we've never even asked for the name of any informants or any sources whatsoever. So if any of that is true, if they ran a spy ring or an informant ring and they were paying people within the Trump campaign, if any of that is true, that is an absolute red line. There is not an honest person in this country who can believe that taxpayer dollars going to fund this ring and operate like this, like what's said in the New York Times, I think it would have quite a bit of detail on it. If any of that is true, there's a red line in this country.
Right, stop right there, Derek. Because, folks, we've said it before. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it. If they can do this to a sitting president of the United States of America, a man as powerful as the president, a man as wealthy as Donald Trump, what can they do to you? We've already seen them destroy war hero, military hero, Michael Flynn, right? General Michael Flynn.
Yes.
They destroyed him. He had to sell his house and everything to pay for attorneys to fight this Mueller investigation garbage. And they forced him to admit to some scurrilous charge. Right?
Lying to the FBI.
Yeah,
lying. Let's see, who else has lied to
how about
the
McCabe?
Yeah.
How about Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
How about Comey himself, maybe? Right? Yeah. Who else is going to go to... Well, they may not go to jail. They should be going to jail.
Oh, it looks like they may.
I am hoping.
Yes.
But, folks, you have to understand, this is why you need to support Donald Trump in the draining of the swamp and giving us a Congress that will help him do that, because we need strong enough people in Congress to hold the FBI and the DOJ accountable, because right now they're giving the finger to our congressional representatives, which means they're giving the finger to us by doing this.
We need to see a red wave so that these swamp creators will realize that it's not against their interest to stand with Trump, but it's with their interest.
Yeah.
You know, that's the test right now in 2018.
Yeah. This is a critical election, folks. They talk about this blue wave. I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen. We need to make sure.
Can't take a chance.
Yes. So you need to be not only making sure you vote this year, you need to be actively campaigning to help good Republicans, which means go for that conservative, fiscal conservative, common sense guy in the primary who's not an elitist, right? Start in the primary, get a good person in there, the one you want. Vote your conscience in the primary. But after the primary is over, make sure you vote for a Republican, not a Democrat, even if he's not everything you want him to do, because the Democrats will make it hard for us to continue our way of life, make it hard for us to maintain the cultural values we have right now. We need to fix things, and Donald Trump is helping that along quite well right now. We're succeeding. We are winning.
Yeah.
Right? We are winning, and we need to continue. What bothers me is we never hear all the good things that are happening because the media keeps stoking all this garbage.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, keep going.
do this to political campaigns.
But
I mean, this was done. I mean, according to them, this was done in the spring. Before the counterintelligence investigation was even open. If that's true, we need to know about it.
So, well, the New York Times reports and the Washington Post that somebody was paid.
Two liberal
Somebody
papers.
was paid, and they were interacting with the Trump campaign. You want to call it spying? Fine. But somebody was paid. Isn't that right? That's what the New York Times says.
If they paid someone, it's an absolute red line, and this is over with. I mean, I don't know how to say this. I mean, there is no possible way that we should be allowing, even if it was legal, we should never allow this in this country. Congress should not allow.
You know, I think it was Brennan who was saying that, we were doing this to protect Trump because we wanted to protect him from being infiltrated by the Russians. So that's why we were investigating Russian infiltration into his campaign. And Dan Bongino said it the other night on Tucker Carlson. He says, why weren't they trying to protect Hillary Clinton by investigating her campaign, given the Russians were trying to influence her by giving her husband $500,000 for a speech?
If there's two people I want to see in federal prison, it's John Brennan and Clapper. Those two guys need to be sitting in a cell wearing orange for I don't know how many months.
And Gitmo.
No,
Gitmo's too nice for them. They need Leavenworth. Gitmo's a rest home.
You know what my favorite hashtag is, right? I'm surprised I haven't been banned off Twitter for it. Gallows at Leavenworth. Hashtag gallows at Leavenworth. That's what I want to see. You treasonous buggers, you need to be swinging from the gallows. Yep. Old Mr. Comey, I'd like to see your neck stretched another couple inches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People need to go to jail, and I hope, and part of it is us folks, if you want to see justice, we need to get some backbone in the Congress, and that means voting the right people in 2018.
If there's a blue wave, the investigation goes away, and they're praying for that, just like they hoped that Hillary Clinton would get in office and they'd never be exposed.
Yeah, and that's why I think when Rosenstein agreed, right, to bring in the IG to start this investigation, because Trump called for it, right, on the other part.
Yeah.
I think that's just a delay tactic, right? They're thinking that, we can just delay this through the 2018 and the blue wave, and then the Democrats will control the House again, and it all goes away. Because that's why they're fighting. That's why they're lying
folks,
they are.
This is the Civil War we've been talking about. We haven't pulled the trigger yet, but this is the Civil War everybody's been expecting.
Yeah.
It's a battle, and the battle's going to be at the ballot box before we go to the bullet box.
Yep. So now's the time. Don't take for granted that 2018 is an off-year election. There's no presidential. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to. Make sure you are up to date on your registration for voting. If you've moved recently, like me, make sure that was the first thing I did.
And act like a Democrat. Vote in the last place, too. You didn't hear that here.
All right, folks. Until next week, go to thedailydrift.com.
For the news you need to know.
Perfect. See you next week.
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Happy Memorial Day.